What About Vietnam? A podcast with Carrie Newsom. The series where Carrie talks with travellers about their experiences and adventures. Find out more about Vietnam from the people who have actually been there.
What about Vietnam?
Whether it's adventure, exploring the culture and cuisine, shopping, or just soaking up the sun. Let Carrie and her travellers pave the way for a magical holiday in Vietnam.
What about Vietnam?
Xin Chào and welcome to What About Vietnam. When we think about trip planning and we have a family and maybe the age group in that family includes teenagers, especially kind of late teenage age, you want them to come and be part of the family and have a group holiday. Sometimes we're a little bit worried that they're going to be bored, that they're not going to have enough to do, that it's just not going to be interesting to them. I wanted to invite my grandson, who I was fortunate enough to be able to bring to Vietnam just prior to COVID, 2019, September. We had a fabulous time, and we've talked about for ages that he should come on the show to share his views, his interpretations, just how he processed the culture difference, some advice for other teenagers, and just what he got out of it. I mean, obviously, there's lots of laughs, lots of jokes, some of them at my expense, but I'm totally cool with that. I'm proud of him as a person. He's now obviously 18 and looking back, so there's that chance of reflection on that trip. So he's seeing it, with that chance to review and say, yes, what did that holiday actually mean to me at the time? So I hope you'll enjoy the show. I hope it helps you with your plans, and I hope you will include your teenagers in a trip to Vietnam, because I think you're going to find out that there's a lot on offer for teenagers in Vietnam. So let's bring Ethan to the show. Ethan Sanders, welcome to What About Vietnam podcast. Lovely to have you on the show.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Well, we've talked about doing this for a long time, and I thought, probably now was good because travel has opened up to Vietnam. So whilst for the last 2 years it's been a closed door, everybody is super excited because Vietnam is now opening up to tourism again. Now, I know our trip together was a while back, as in you were just a mere 16-year-old lad at the time. And it was the year 2019, so all pre-COVID, not much before COVID, but certainly pre-COVID. So, as I ask these questions with great intrepidation as to how you're going to answer them, because you have warned me that you're going to answer with great sincerity and honesty. So I think that's going to be helpful for everyone, I hope, hand on heart.
Yeah.
So I will start right in the beginning, when it was suggested to you that you would come to Vietnam and you would meet me in Vietnam. So before you went, what did you actually know about Vietnam? And were you kind of nervous, or did you have any kind of intrepidations, or talk to us on that scale.
Well, I didn't really have a huge mindset towards Vietnam. Didn't really know heaps about it. Everyone, you get the occasional Instagram story that's got the frogs and stuff like that. And I was I wasn't really expecting that, but it would have been funny to see that and all that. And it was good. Little worried about the language barrier and all that, with flying over by myself and stuff and getting there and not knowing where to go and how to understand stuff. And I don't know how it was really going to go, but it's good to have an open mindset going across. So
okay,
it turned out pretty good. So,
It all worked out. That's
Yeah,
actually the end of the story, but good
yeah.
to know in advance. Excellent.
Give the parts to it.
Yes, exactly. So you've arrived into Ho Chi Minh City,
Yep.
and of course, I'm there to meet you at the other side. But what was your first impression of Vietnam? Like, what really smacked you in the face and said, "Wow, this is Vietnam"?
Yeah.
What was that?
It was probably the taxi drive as soon as I exited the airport, that intense heat wave that hit me in the face was probably the first thing. And then that taxi ride from the airport to the hotel, that was when I realized, like, that was a shock. That was like kind of everything came at me all at once. And it wasn't like scary or anything like that. It was just like a realization of like, wow, okay, I'm in like a fully different country and everything.
And like you've traveled to other countries before, so you've been to the US
Yeah.
and places like that. But that cultural difference, that kind of stood out for you? Like
Yeah,
you were
100%.
definitely in an Asian country.
Yeah,
So for a start, yeah.
100%. I could be like, because I've been to America and Australia, and I could like, there's some similarities there a little bit. Like I could be standing in a street in America in a suburban area, and I could be standing in a street in Australia in a suburban area, and there'd be a lot similar. But in Vietnam, it's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely in Vietnam. Like this is Vietnam, 100%. Yeah, that was good.
Did you find that kind of overwhelming? Some people just see the traffic and the motorbikes and that, and they're quite like, oh, wow, I don't know whether we're
Yeah,
going to be able to cope with this. Did you
yeah.
get that feeling?
It was slightly intense getting over there, but it was like, this is how they live, and it's a day-to-day life for them as well. So it was pretty much like, I'm a tourist, I'm coming over, I'm just going to experience their culture and stuff like that. And, just go into it with an open mindset. And I mean that, yes, obviously when you're driving through the whole traffic area and the car is like on top of your car, it's like, it's, it's close, but it's like, it's okay, because, especially if you go with family, you got someone who experienced it, or even if they haven't experienced it, you're not by yourself.
Sure,
Yeah.
exactly. If I was to ask you, like, what was like the best thing that you would say about Vietnam? Like, I talk to families all the time, and I'm talking to people and trying to give them some insights, share some ideas, and try and make them feel comfortable about the idea of going. That there is a lot to do, there's a lot to see.
Yeah.
For a teenager, like what thing would you say about Vietnam to another teenager that might be handy for them to know, or they can't sort of might resonate with them, or
Yeah. Well, I reckon there is like so much to do. Like there will not be a time you go over there and there is not something to do. But also as a teenager, I'm 18 now, we all like to kick back and chill sometimes. So I will say the hotel, hella cheap. It's really good, really good. There is like bars in the pool. You can really chillax and stuff like that. And also, even with experience and stuff that you can do, there is a lot of relaxing stuff that is actually like really fun to do.
And did you find the heat? Talk to us about the heat. We went in September,
Yeah.
because it was your 16th birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and describe the heat for people. How you felt about that?
So hotel was awesome with the heat. You get into your hotel, it's hella chill, and then you go outside and you get that heat wave. It's not like unbearable. Like you can deal with it. It's not like, it's just humid. It's a bit hot, and maybe carry a can of deodorant with you. But but besides that, like it's not as bad as like, it's not like a heat wave hitting your face. It's like you can deal with it.
Okay. All right. So let's just talk about we started in Ho Chi Minh City.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a couple of nights there, and then we moved on to Hoi An, and we walked around the streets of Ho Chi Minh City, and we went to one of the major markets, the Ben Thanh markets. Do you want to just talk about that experience at Ben Thanh Market for everyone?
Sure. So we left the hotel, and walking to the markets was a little intense. You know, it's a very wide range of street life that's kind of going on, and it's like it's like kind of non-stop movement, you know, like no one stops. It's go, go, go 100% of the time. And you're trying to like move through that, which is it's a bit of a maze, but you get through it at the end. Yeah, the markets were awesome. They sold everything. Don't go to the fish section at all. Do not go.
Why not, Ethan? What's wrong with the fish section? Talk to us.
Well, as I said, it's hot, and then you mix like fish into that. No, it's not. No, don't even go past it. Just like really avoid that area, unless you're okay with the fish smell. Just don't go there.
All right, so we managed to get through that, but you were definitely noticeable in the markets.
Yes, I do have red hair. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, we did get the occasional stares. I'm also like, I think I was about 6 foot back then. So it was, I was kind of like a walking giant with red hair. So I wasn't hard to miss.
Yeah, there was a definite novelty factor there for a lot of people. And you certainly had the height, so you could kind of see above all of them. And, you know, there wasn't going to be an easy chance of you picking something off a rack to fit you, that, you know, you were 6 foot.
6 foot.
Just, So we kind of moved out of there as I could see maybe some of the aromas, we'll call it aromas, were not appealing to you at all. So we had that very short like in out, but then we went to an ordinary mall, didn't we?
We did.
You know, except for the fact that there weren't many shoe shops with your sizes in them.
Yeah, we could not find one shoe shop that had my size in it. I am a size 13 shoe, so that is generally a pretty big shoe. But yeah, it was like, this is not built for my kind of size.
Exactly. And that's kind of important to note because, you know, a lot of us are not that small, petite kind of size that the average Vietnamese would be. So for a Westerner, thinking that you're just going to automatically get sizes that fit you may not be the go. So we moved on from there, and then we headed to Hoi An. So do you want to describe for people your view of Hoi An and that hotel that we stayed at?
Yeah. So Hoi An wasn't really like massive on the skyscraper kind of side of things. It was more hotels, and it was more like suburban, and it was a little bit suburban kind of. And it was like, no, it was nice. It was like kind of what my view of Vietnam before I went over was. And it was more open. It was nice. Yeah, it was good.
Do you recall the old town side of it, as it almost looks like someone's kind of created this scene because it's got so much history attributed to it, and it's still intact as an old town.
It was really nice how they kind of held that history with their, like how they moved forward with it. and they like did hold a lot of it. There was like, honestly, no matter where you looked, there was something historical, and yeah, took you back. It was good.
If you had to recall an experience or a lasting memory that you want to share with us, we were able to spend 3 or 4 days there, and we did some of your chilling that you mentioned by the pool, in the pool.
Got to do it as a teenager.
Absolutely has to feature, definitely. So there's plenty of that. But do you have like an experience that we did together that you'd like to share? and be nice. Yeah, this is your chance, Ethan.
Okay. I got two experiences. So I'll start with the less embarrassing one. The the food taste. We went to like a cooking of, like, we got to make food and stuff, which was really cool because we got there on like a boat, and then we got onto the back of a car with what was the animal called?
Buffalo.
A buffalo, that's the one. And then they took us all the way there. That was an experience, like just like getting on the boat and then the buffalo, and then we had the hats and everything. Like, honestly, if you go to Vietnam, you got to embrace. Just do it. Like, as embarrassing as you think it is, it'll be an experience you'll remember for life. It's honestly the best. And we made a bunch of food, which was awesome food. That was like honestly the best food I honestly, thinking of Vietnamese food before I went over, I was like, I mean, what teenagers hella veggie with it? We don't all like our like vegetarian stuff. And I mean, if you do, you'll love Vietnamese food. But honestly, the way they mix their food and stuff just is awesome. And they showed us a bunch of cool ways on how to make that, and the people were honestly the nicest people ever. And we had a bunch of laughs with them, which was good. And then the second experience was Marble Mountain. We got off of the taxi on the way there, and the like mountain is kind of like a bunch of marble everywhere. I mean, it's called Marble Mountain. You wouldn't expect anything less. It is like huge. We had a choice to either go up the elevator or the steps, and yeah, we picked the steps. That's why this experience is so fun.
It was a very hot day, I want to remind people, and it was still. It was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well, to give you an example of how it was, the like end, like last route up the stairs was called Heaven's Gate. So it was up there, and it was hot as well. So, and the steps weren't very aligned on the thing. So you had the occasional massive step and then the occasional tiny one, but majority were massive. And then we went up there. They showed us all the like the historical things and like some of their culture and religion and stuff like that, which was really nice. Gave you a good view and it kind of, you could tell like how that related into their people as well. And then we got to Heaven's Gate, which was awesome. I know.
I can't believe you're being careful, Ethan.
I'm getting a stare of death here. Like,
oh, I'm not.
Then we got to the top, like sweaty as hell, like not a hell a bunch of water, so we're kind of like borderline dying at the top. I mean, this thing was like, it was up there, like even for a teenager and everything. That was hard, man. That was difficult. And then got to the top of Heaven's Gate, sat there for about 10 minutes just preparing ourselves for the way down. It was a good view at the top, so why not? And then we slowly proceeded to take our way down to the bottom of the hill, all the way down the steps, which was good. It took us a bit, but
Yeah, I think for everyone listening, you need to kind of get a visual on this where my grandson is trying to get his head around the fact that I'm not navigating these steps particularly well because I'm exhausted. I haven't done this for a long time. And there is something about the heat on the marble which makes them kind of slightly damp and slippery. So they're
Yeah.
quite slippery.
Mhm.
So Ethan is having a laugh at my expense about my inability that he's not used to seeing me try to navigate these steps. So
Yeah.
along the way, I was getting lots of jabs about that, and I really need to get back into my fitness. And
gotta crack the jokes. Had to. Made it fun.
Yeah. So that was great. But one of the things, if I could add to the story, was you saying to me, I think the best part of this is that there is an air-conditioned car waiting for us.
We had the taxi drop us off. He stayed there the whole time. And then we came back. Getting into that taxi, honestly, was like amazing. It was the best thing ever.
Yeah, we were pretty hot and exhausted after that, and in hysterics after the navigation down the mountain with yours truly.
You know,
all right, let's move on from there, Ethan.
Wait. You know when you've been talking to someone the whole time, and then you're so tired when you get into the space of relaxation, and you don't say anything. It's just dead silence of like exhaustion. That's what that entire taxi ride back was.
Yes, yeah. I had visions of the swimming pool at the other end.
Yeah.
And that was all I could focus on, was me diving into that water
100%.
and maybe not even coming out the other side. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
100%.
Just put your headset on for a moment, if you will, just to think about what maybe other younger people, kids, etc., coming to Vietnam, like, is there anything that you would kind of warn them out about, or kind of give them a heads up about, to say, don't let this kind of do your head in, just go with the flow? I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Like, is there any things, if you were talking to your mates, to say, if you're going to go to Vietnam, what would you say?
Honestly,
just as a worn out.
Honestly, just have an open mindset. Honestly, just go and do it. Have fun. Yes, you'll embarrass yourself as hell, but it's so fun. Like, if you just go, and the heat, you don't feel it if you're doing stuff. Like, if you're doing something and you're concentrating on something else, you will not feel the heat at all. And honestly, just have have it booked out before you go. Maybe don't go into it. Just try and find stuff, kind of look up some stuff and research a bit before you go over, of course. And then, but honestly, once you get there, if you just have an open mindset towards everything, as much as you'll get embarrassed and feel like an idiot, you will have so much fun.
All right. I want to speak to a little bit about the beaches. And I think we went to a really nice beach cafe, if you recall, that was kind of right on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
So that was out at Ang Bang. And it was do you want to describe the setting? A very kind of relaxed.
It was very relaxed, open space. It was, honestly, trying to find it was a little bit, but as soon as you found it, it was in this little, it's like going through a little door, and it opens up to a huge, awesome space. And I had an awesome bath, and plenty of drinks there as well, which would be great now that I'm older than 18, which is good. So I'd 100% go back for that. It's even in Ho Chi Minh and in Hoi An, it is party central. Honestly, it's you can have a good time, especially as a teenager, and it's really cheap as well. Like we were getting drinks for like what? We got a Coke for like $1.50 or $2 or something like that. It was honestly like you can have so much fun for like so little amount of money, and like honestly, it's like memorable as hell. And the beach was awesome. It was an awesome view. We had the city on our left, and then down the rest of the beach, and we went down under the beach. You could walk on the beach a bit.
It's hard to compare, isn't it? Because
It
like
is, yeah.
you live in Sydney, and to try and find an exact comparison, there really isn't one.
You
Is there?
really could not find what. No chance. No chance of it.
Big question, I guess, to just kind of wrap things up with you is,
Yeah.
would you recommend Vietnam as a holiday destination for teenagers?
100% for teenagers. If you embrace it and you have a good time, and yes, 100%. People are the nicest people. I promise you, if you go over there, you will have fun. There is no chance you won't.
Okay, and last question, just to wrap this up, because, you're now 2 years on, so you're 18, legally can drink, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Do you think you will go back? And if you do go back,
Yeah.
what would you do differently, or what will you add on to it, do you think?
I'd go Ho Chi Minh and Hoi An. I would do the exact same how we did at Ho Chi Minh to Hoi An. I've noticed in Ho Chi Minh it is a very wide range of like club and bar life. So I'd definitely check that out heaps, especially because I can drink and all that now. So that'd be awesome. And then and because the hotel that we got there was really good, so I can like go out club and bars and then come back and have my chill time, as we all think 18-year-olds enjoy. Yeah, I'd 100% go back. Club life. Honestly, I would still experience the stuff that we did, honestly, because it's like, you don't need to be like, of course you don't need to be hammered to have a good time. So like, especially doing like the food making, Marble Mountain, it's really good with mates. I know for a fact I would have thousands of laughs with my mates, just us embarrassing each other. And even with parents, or just as a teenager with honestly anyone, I personally wouldn't go by myself. I would invite a mate or go with someone. Only because it's like a lot more fun, and it's just good to have someone there that you know as well. It's not like as overwhelming. Yeah, I'd 100% go back just for the nightlife. I'd go back for just to have like awesome times with mates and other, family and friends and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you think you might check out some other places, like maybe go north into the mountains and hire a motorbike or things like that?
I'd 100% head around, like check out some new spots and stuff. Like definitely do my research before I go over, and if I've seen like some cool activities and stuff that I reckon whoever I'm with would enjoy with me, I'd 100% check those out. Yeah.
And you may even know somebody who does a podcast who you happen to be related to that, might be able to help you out. So
I would probably
you never know.
I would probably start here for research, honestly.
That was the right answer, Ethan.
There we go.
That was definitely the right answer. Thanks, Ethan.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for listening. Check out the episode notes for more information.
What about Vietnam?
Don't forget to subscribe, rate and review, and stay tuned for more fun adventures in Vietnam.
What about Vietnam?